Now, I don't know if you lot were aware, but Israel Adesanya actually fought last weekend, like genuinely. But you know, to the naked eye, it seemed like all that was going on in the MMA world and in the UFC world was just pure fucking racism.
What's your issue with seatbelts?
I personally don't like them because I think, what if you got to jump out of the car and roll?
Because I honestly think that Hitler was a good guy based upon my own research.
I think vaccines give them ADHD. I think it give them autism. I don't believe in vaccines. I really don't.
Do you believe that we evolved from monkeys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Bullshit! It's bullshit! It's bullshit! It's a lie from Satan!
And I'm not even gonna read this tweet. Read it if you are, read it. Now, why the fuck does there seem to be so much racism within MMA specifically? I mean, if we look at any other major sport, okay, we can look at football. The only time you're gonna find racism in football is the fucking Italian league, okay? You know, big up Moise Keane. But apart from that, you know, in the NFL, I've never really saw anything like it. In the NBA, there's practically no racism. The last time there was a big like racism scandal was the Clippers owner, and he got forced out of the league and forced to sell the Clippers organization. So we look at all these other, you know, big leagues or big sports, we ain't seeing the same type of racism that we're seeing in the UFC. So there's got to be a reason, right? But I think there's a variety of reasons, to be entirely honest. Now, the first reason that I want you to think about is, why do these people fight? Okay, let's look at why people fight most of the time. Most of the time people fight because they have no other option. Most of these fighters were people who did shit in school, who did shit in education, who hated their lives, got into fighting at a young age, and have been taking shots to the head since they were about 15 years old, okay? So when you combine people that get into fighting already being, you know, quite stupid because they can't really do anything else, or they're not particularly good at anything else, and you combine that with them getting hit in the head, like, practically every single day for over a decade. In Conor McGregor's case, this guy's been taking shots to the head for 20 years. Okay. And then if we combine that with the coke usage, but you know, that's obviously not to the normal fighter. But we look at Bryce Mitchell, we've literally saw this guy been KO'd on the floor. Like stiff. Like the guy looked like he died. You know what I'm saying? So when you combine people who already aren't the smartest with the fact that they get hit in the head practically every single day, you're not going to get very smart people. You just ain't. They're going to be quite dumb. They were dumb coming into it, and they're getting dumber because they're taking more shots to the face and to the head. It's just the simple facts of it. Obviously, there's exceptions. I can't speak. People like Arman Sarukian, he's a smart guy who got into fighting just because he wanted to. Okay? So all in all, what I'm trying to say is that these guys ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, you know what I'm saying? They ain't too clever. Okay, they ain't too clever. Now the second reason, my opinion, why racism seems to be such a fucking, you know, common thing in the UFC, in MMA, is there simply no punishment for it. Now I am not here to say whether people should be cut or not. I ain't gonna say that, okay? I ain't gonna say that. They should stay. You know, to be fair, you know, seeing Bryce Mitchell get knocked out would be pretty funny, you know what I'm saying? But the reason why a lot of these guys will say shit is because they can get away with it. You know, Dana White is a big free speech type of guy. And if we look at any other sports league or, you know, organization in general, if Nikola Jokic went on Twitter and used the N-word, he's out of the NBA. If Travis Kelce goes and says the N-word, he's out of the NFL. If Conor McGregor goes and says the N-word, Dana White goes to a press conference and says, this guy's a fucking goof. He's a fucking goof. He's a goofball. You know, cocaine ain't cheap. And that's about it. So all in all, why are these guys the way they are? They're dumb and they're uneducated. and they completely get away with it. That is why racism is so prevalent within MMA.